basically dedicate my life to doing the right thing for Australia, and it was an oath that I took seriously. From Townsville, I got my first trip to Afghanistan in 2011. Gained a good job advising the American commander who was in charge of the whole province, and then I was promoted from that to the special forces. We were guided by doing whatever would make us look good when I was wrong. We're doing it for self-serving purposes. Drug dealers, pedophiles, liars. We weren't saying that. We kept demonising the enemy, like they were the bad guys, and we were the saviours. And we knew a lot of that wasn't true. And it came no surprise to me that we're suddenly investigating people who are just defending themselves. And it was clear there was without questions. And we were trying to put them in jail. And I thought about it. I thought, why are we doing it? We've suddenly changed 2002 to 2003. And we're suddenly right.
I'd like to sign this petition.
Do you want to sign this one?
Yeah.
So, it was going to be a contest between me and the rich. And I was going to try and bring them down. Unless I died first. Because I could see
We make ourselves real by telling the truth. Thanks to Lynn, we make ourselves real by telling the truth. We have another new poster. Justice is universal. And it's a quote from Aristotle. Thanks, George.
Don't stop fighting, can't wait. For me, that's cowardice. That's an excuse to say, well, I can't win this, so I'm not going to do the right thing. It's not about.
Welcome to the 283rd Julian Assange Sydney Town Hall gathering. Today is Anzac Day. On this day, we remember the tragedy of all those who died or were harmed in the wars that our nation has been involved in. We like to say that the men and women who died or were harmed in these wars are heroes because they fought for the noble ideals of peace, justice, and freedom. This observation reveals something very interesting. It reveals there is unity for such things as peace, justice, and freedom. The shared ideals of peace, justice, and freedom persist year in and year out, yet we are constantly distracted from them by the sensationalist propaganda which is dished up every day in the popular media. The popular media do not work to empower ordinary people against oppression. They work to facilitate a top-down hierarchy of power and control. An important way to distract people is to polarize them on what they believe. We cannot be polarized on peace, justice, and freedom. So these issues are largely avoided by the popular media. At election times, we tend to be polarized over the major political parties. There may be a general agreement that there is not much to separate the major parties, but our media work to polarize us by stressing the importance of making a choice between two evils. A decision of whether Labor or Liberal are the lesser of two evils brings about polarization of the people. As soon as we fall for the trap of taking a side, we necessarily lose sight of the more important goals of achieving peace, justice, and freedom. If we could simply stay focused on achieving peace, justice, and freedom, we would be more conscious of the unity within our community, and we would be more encouraged to communicate ways for creating a peaceful, just, and free place to live. It is important that we keep speaking to each other as openly and freely as possible. The best ways to achieve this is by communicating with others in person. However, free speech is under attack, as recently demonstrated by the introduction of hate speech laws and harsh penalties that go with them. A Sydney man received a 4-month prison sentence for jokingly doing a Nazi salute while he was drunk. This illustrates the war on free speech that is currently being conducted by our authorities. We are all now in the unfortunate position where we need to take care whenever we communicate with others, jokingly or otherwise. Anzac Day reveals the existence of unity within the community on the need for peace, justice, and freedom. Yet we allow our media to distract and polarize us. We will be more conscious of our unity if we spend more time communicating truthfully and openly with each other. Our use of free speech holds the key. The Assange movement continues. Free, free, free the truth. Free, free, free the truth. Free, free, free the truth. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Anzac Day, a solemn day in our national calendar. A day we pause to honor the courage, sacrifice, and unshakable spirit of those who gave their lives so that we could live in a free and fair Australia. So I ask you this, what does that freedom mean? If today, in 2025, doctors are punished for telling the truth, What does it mean if we, who are charged with protecting public health, are silenced, censored, and dragged through years of legal battles simply for doing our job? I stand before you as a doctor, but more than that, I stand before you as a voice for truth, because medicine is not just a profession, it's a responsibility. And speaking the truth is not just our duty, it's your right. During the pandemic, we saw the collapse of public trust, confusion, fear, and censorship, and regulators who became enforcers of a single narrative rather than protectors of patient care. Doctors were told not to speak, not to question, not to treat, and many of us who stood up were crushed. But the truth cannot be banned. Doctors are not agents of governments. We are servants of the people. Our first duty is not to bureaucracy. It is to our patients to speak honestly, to care boldly, and to do no harm. And when we speak about early treatments, vaccine safety, or informed consent, it should not be seen as rebellion. It should be seen as responsibility. Instead, what do we get? Censorship, investigation, suspensions, smear campaigns, lives destroyed just for raising medical concerns backed by evidence. I have lived through tyranny before. I came to Australia from Cambodia as a child refugee seeking freedom. But I never imagined that decades later, I would be standing here fighting for the freedom to speak medical truth in a country I believed in. The public trust doctors because we are supposed to be telling the truth. That trust is fragile, and it can only be restored if doctors are allowed to speak openly, debate respectfully, and treat responsibly. To AHPRA and the Healthcare Complaints Commission, and to every institution that thinks it can silence doctors, you are not saving lives. You are undermining trust, distorting science, and violating every ethics our profession is built on. It must stop. If we want to rebuild this country, we must begin with truth, because without truth, there is no trust, and without trust, there is no health. So to the public, I say, support your doctors when they speak up. Defend those who tell you what others are too afraid to say. And demand transparency from the institution that claim to protect you. Because medical truth is not just our duty, it is your right. And today, on Anzac Day, as we remember those who sacrificed for our freedom, let us not dishonor them by allowing truth to be buried or fear to reign. Let us be brave. Let us be honest. Let us speak while we still can. Thank you.
Oh. They can come anytime. Got that one. Well done.